Operation 0 Hour, Part 1. Summer had arrived, but for Alejandro, Elan, Jules and Lena, it was shaping up to be nothing but a long, drawn-out stretch of wasted time. The apartment was quiet, almost stagnant. Lena lounged on the balcony, headphones on, nodding her head to the rhythm of whatever song was playing. Elan was holed up in his room, eyes locked onto his PC screen, playing some shooter game. Jules was sprawled out on the couch, scrolling through his phone, half watching some mindless video. And Alejandro, fast asleep, dead to the world. Jules sighed, tossing his phone onto the coffee table as he stood and stretched. He walked over to the balcony, leaning against the railing. Yo. Lena pulled off her headphones and raised an eyebrow. What's up? This summer's been a drag. I would have gone to the park, but, you know. Lena exhaled, already knowing where this was going. But Alejandro and Elan are still at each other's throats, after the last fight they had. Jules nodded. Exactly, and I have a plan. She gave him a skeptical look. Does it involve you trying to get them back on speaking terms? Because this isn't a minor argument. I mean, technically, they do speak, just not nicely. So what's this great plan of yours? She asked, crossing her arms. Jules smirked and sat down beside her. There's this new place that just opened, the Deard Club. It's a bowling alley, nightclub, and lounge all in one. Lena groaned. Oh no. What do you mean, oh no? They're wasting their summer either gaming or sleeping. And if we don't do something, they're going to end up killing each other. She sighed. Fair point. Jules grinned. Good, because I already booked it. This afternoon. Lena raised an eyebrow. Surprising. And how are you going to make them? You're going to babysit them? Nope. They'll either make up or kill each other. Either way, we get a resolution. Later, Alejandro stirred awake, groaning as he blinked at the clock. 11:30 a.m. Of course it was. He ran a hand through his messy hair, sat up, and stretched before rolling out of bed. He threw on a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, rubbing the sleep from his eyes as he stepped out into the hallway. He passed by Elan's door and, out of pure habit, reached for the handle. But just as his fingers brushed the doorknob, he stopped. The door stayed closed. He stared at it for a second, something flickering in his expression. All it could take is an apology. With a small shake of his head, he walked away. Too early for that, he muttered to himself as he entered the kitchen. Jules smirked from the couch. Morning, you look great. Alejandro shot him a glare as he grabbed some bread. Hilarious. I'm making toast. Just don't burn the place down. Again. Don't plan to. Alejandro reached for the toaster but stopped mid-motion as something caught his eye. A folded piece of paper sticking out of Jules's pocket. The ticket. What's that? Jules glanced down and pulled out the ticket, waving it in the air. Oh, this? I booked you 2 hours out at that new place that opened up. Thought you might want to get out of here for a bit. Alejandro exhaled, rubbing the back of his neck. Anything to get out of here. Meanwhile, Elan's room was dimly lit, the only glow coming from his monitor. Then his phone buzzed. Oh. He glanced over, reading the message from Lena. Meet me at the balcony. Elan frowned. Sure, he replied. He turned off his PC screen and grabbed his phone, pushing himself off his chair. Elan stepped onto the balcony, carefully avoiding eye contact with Alejandro as he passed. Lena was sitting on a lounge chair, her headphones in, casually scrolling through her phone. She barely looked up as Aylin dropped into the empty seat beside her. "All right, what's going on?" he asked, narrowing his eyes. Without a word, Dina pulled out an admission ticket and handed it to him. Aylin took it hesitantly, reading over the details. "What's this for?" "So you can get out of your room and not be glued to your screen all day." Aylin sighed. "Lena, no, you're going." He frowned. "Who else is coming?" "Just you. It's a day out at the Diet Club. Nightclub, bowling, arcade, lounge, food." Aylin held up a hand. I get it. What time?" 1 p.m. He looked back at the ticket. "It says 1:15. You're lazy, hence you're most likely going to be late. Figure it out." Aylin exhaled, tapping the ticket against his knee. "Why does this feel like a setup?" Lena smirked. "It's called paranoia." "Can you blame me?" he muttered. She shrugged. All right. You can go now." Aylin stood up, rolling his eyes as he walked back into his room, shutting the door behind him. He tossed the ticket onto his desk, flopped onto his bed, and let the music from his PC speakers drown out his thoughts. 1 p.m. Lena knocked once before pushing open Aylin's door. He was still lying on his bed, staring at the ceiling. "You might want to get ready, mate." Aylin groaned. "I have neither the energy nor the willpower to go." Jules popped his head in. "Are you going or not?" Aylin groaned louder. "Why do you hate me? It's fun watching you suffer." Aylin sat up with a glare. "You sound like my dad." "I'm older than you, so that checks out." Jules smirked. Grumbling, Aylin forced himself off the bed and changed into something more presentable. As he pulled on his jacket, he muttered, "If I had the energy, I'd make your lives hell." Jules laughed. "Have fun, mate." Aylin flipped him off as he grabbed his keys and left. 1:20 p.m. The Diet Club. Lo and behold, he was late. He arrived at the entrance of the venue. The place was buzzing with activity. Bright lights, music pulsing from inside, people moving in and out. He adjusted his jacket and started toward the entrance. Then he froze. His stomach dropped as his eyes locked onto someone just ahead. Alejandro. Of course it was. Before he could even process it, Alejandro turned toward the bowling area, only to come face to face with Aylin. For a moment, both of them just stared at each other, realization sinking in. Alejandro's expression darkened. "You have got to be joking."